We're gonna go through Greta first and go through the case. Greta's main concerns was that didn't like her spacing, didn't like the flare, but also felt like she was chipping and cracking and breaking her teeth. And if you look at the photo here, you can see that there's a lot of damage being done. She has a lot of wear and chipping on the front teeth, on the lower, as well as some chipping on the front top teeth. But then if we also look close, we see that some of the enamel is cracking. And so you can see further breakdown, and those cracks will continue to get bigger and bigger, like kind of like a crack in ice or a crack in a windshield, and they can propagate into the teeth and eventually start causing issues. So we want to prevent that from happening as well. Now, when I see teeth like this, when I see them chipped and broken, the first thing I think is that the bite is off, okay? Because in a healthy alignment or a healthy bite, those front teeth aren't supposed to touch. And since they aren't made for that type of contact, they're going to get damaged over time with wear and tear from hitting too heavy. Subsequently, all the research shows that most people that actually clench or grind their teeth, they do it because the bite is off. So that can also speed up the process of damage. And so the reason why that also makes this an interesting case is because her main concern is the flare of her front teeth and the spacing in her front teeth, in addition to the chipping grinding. So the reason why is on the top arch and the bottom arch, you want to have the top arch be bigger than the bottom, and that's how you get it to fit so the teeth don't touch. And so if we look at this from a math perspective, if you have an arch here, we want this arch size to be bigger than the lower. If we focus on closing spaces and reducing flare, subsequently, we're gonna make that arch smaller and make the bite issue worse. What we want to do in that situation, and what I kind of say to my patients, is we want to embrace the space, because ultimately we're built to live in a wider, more fuller arch. And so we embrace the space because it's not really the fact that she's got too much space, but ultimately maybe her teeth are just a little too small for her mouth and her smile. To restore the wear and tear, we're going to be doing some ceramic anyway, so it kind of works out. So the plan for this is we do some Invisalign. We're going to focus on aligning the arch and kind of just setting the foundation for later. And with the spacing, we're going to even the spacing a little bit. And then that way, when we put the ceramic on, we can use a really conservative technique where we're really not drilling the teeth. There's a little bit of recontouring and some polishing, and that's it. And then we can just lay the ceramic on. Ceramic that we use now, lithium disilicate ceramic, is really, really strong. You can keep it literally as thin as a contact lens, but also it bonds to the teeth. So when you have these teeth that are damaged or you have these cracks, the ceramic will actually kind of seal those cracks and provide a little bit of body armor and help protect them for maybe future wear and tear and breakage. We did Invisalign first, and then after that, once everything was set up, as you can see, the spaces have been a little bit more evened, which now will create an ideal proportion and balance to her smile, because you don't want the spaces too big. Otherwise, the teeth will end up looking too big. So this is after Invisalign, once we just lined everything up. And you can see here that the bite is now in a much better place, right? We're hitting a little bit more on the back teeth and not hitting as much in the front. And these are the stages of Invisalign. So you can see she started super heavy in the front. Then in stage 1, we got it back off the front teeth because she was still hitting a little bit in the middle. So then we used a little bit more Invisalign to get it where she's closing pretty evenly on the back teeth. We'll be adding a tooth on the right for the implant. And so now we're getting ready to go to the ceramic phase. So you can see the ceramic, we did only 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom, but we're able to create a really beautiful shape for her smile and make it look like her teeth. It's more of an enhancement to her look. If we were able to create a smile for Greta that makes it look like her teeth, and also just a little bit more polished and cleaned up, where the teeth aren't broken or damaged, but when we balance the space out, now the teeth don't look too big. And so this is the kind of the final result on the top and the bottom. And so you can see we have balance, we have corrected the wear and chipping and breakage, while also creating a really beautiful natural look for Greta. So this is a really great case, because not only are we getting some aesthetic improvement, but we're getting some functional improvement. And I think to get a great result, so the patient is really her success for life, we want to focus on filling 3 buckets. We want to focus on health, function, and aesthetics. Health, meaning that the teeth are broken, the teeth are worn, the teeth are cracked. And so from a dental health perspective, we're supporting those teeth with ceramic. From a functional perspective, we fix the bite so things don't continue to break down and get worse. And And then from an aesthetic perspective, we created a really beautiful enhanced smile using some ceramic while closing the spaces, correcting the flare, which were her main concerns, but also restoring the chipping and the wear.